Hi everyone, welcome to the WebX online course on front-end web development. And start from this video, we are going to work on our personal website. So this is the personal website that we can expect that we have at the end of this course. We have a home page, some introduction about yourself, your experience, your portfolio, and a contact form. Alright, this is a very minimalist personal website. So in this video, we will start to do the navigation bar. As you can see here, the navigation bar is always fixed at the top. And with the navigation, you can move to any parts of the web page. Right? So today we'll work on this. And let's see how we are going to work on this. And we are going to code it. So first, just open up your Visual Studio Code. Make sure that your Visual Studio Code is now installed with the live server. If you have not installed with live server, check the video on how to install Visual Studio Code. Right? So let's get started by creating a new folder. This new folder should be named with your GitHub ID and then .github.io, right? So what is your GitHub ID? If you recall, when we are setting up our GitHub account, for example, in my case, I set up my ID is Lennon Tan, so I will use backwards. So my folder should name lennontan.github.io, right? If your name is, for example, John, so you should name your folder john.github.io. Right. Now head over to your Visual Studio Code, select File, Open Folder, and then select the folder that we created just now. Just select folder, and now you have opened the folder. So as usual, you need to create file, new file, and save this. Save this as index.html. Index.html, and save it. Of course, we need to have another file. Just go here, new file, styles, if you remember, style.css file, and hit enter. Now you have two files ready. So let's head to the index.html file. If you recall, exclamation mark, hit enter, and if your exclamation mark does not work, you need to type this thing out. Just follow this one. Type HTML, HTML English, and so on and so forth. But if you are using Visual Studio Code, you should be able to achieve the same thing. So we don't need to type it one by one. So here in the title, we can put your name, right? Put your name, and we need to link to our style sheet. Link with a relation of style sheet, and the href should be style.css, and remember to close the angle braces. Alright, now let's head to the body section. Okay, so since we are doing a navigation bar, then we'll have a nav. Alright, inside this navigation, let's create a div with a class of container. So what this class of container do is, if you see here, the navigation bar does not expand to the end or to the left end or to the right end. It is maintained at the center at this portion. And if you see the content of the web page, it is kept within here. There are some space here which is intentionally left blank here. So we want to keep everything at the center of the web page, so it looks cleaner, and that is the function of the container. And then inside here we will have a div with a class of Nav Bar inner. So here we can see the inner elements of the navigation bar. So what is in the inner Nav Bar inner? It should have, let's create one more div with a class of burger. What is this burger? We will see in action later on. And in this burger, so here you need to type in we are using an I class, I tag with a class of FA space FA bars and a menu button btn, and then close it with the I tag. After that, go out of the div. We need to have our navigation items, so we use a list. Let's type in UL and go to class. Let's give this class of Nav Bar item, and inside this UL we'll give li tags, and inside the li let's give an anchor tag so that we can link to any part of our web page. So if you recall, anchor tag should have a hash ref, so we just leave it with a hash sign first at this moment. So let's type in home, and we just copy this thing. Since we have 5 sections, so home, and then this is about section, and after that what we have experience section, and we have portfolio section, so portfolio, and last is contact section. So once you have done with this, save this, right click, open with live server. Now you should be able to see this is what your website looks like, but you can see this is very ugly because we want to achieve this. Okay, so before we move on, we need to remember this one, the menu button. We set the burger is actually the burger menu button, so we need to find an icon for it. So the icon is actually FA bars, but it doesn't seem like appearing because we haven't import anything yet. So now let's go search for Font Awesome, FONTAWESOME CDN. Alright, then go to the first one, Font Awesome Bootstrap CDN by StackPath, and then you should be able to see this thing, and then just click copy. So we can copy it. After I've copied it, head over to your CSS file, and the first one, use import URL, open braces, and paste that thing in. At the end of the line, make sure you put a semicolon. Save this, and now head back to the web page. You should be able to see the burger button. So burger button is used when the web browser is closed smaller, when we cannot display the whole bar. If you see here, now it changed to a burger button. Alright, so we want to style this one, so let's head to style.css. So before we move on, we want to use a special font family, so we can use this by go to the Google font. So search for Google fonts, and you should be able to see fonts.google.com. Just go in and search for Montserrat. Yes, this one, Montserrat. Just select this one, and you should be able to see this. And let's select this one, regular 400, select this style, and then medium 500, bold, semi-bold 600, bold 700, extra bold 800, and also black 900. Okay, after we have selected this is what we can use. Check the embedded and go to import, and then copy this whole thing, import URL, copy, and paste it into your CSS file. Okay, now we need to style everything. If you recall, there are still some padding and margin here, so we need to style it first. So before we can style anything, let's clear all the default styling. Use the selector, select all elements, and then do a padding. Let's give a padding of 0 with a margin to be 0 as well. And then outline, none, we don't want any outline. And then let's do text decoration. So we do not want any text decoration, we'll do it ourselves. And then box sizing is a border box. And then last one is we just go to the Google Fonts, copy this one, font family. Just copy and paste it here. Save it, and now let's go back to the website. Now you can see the text decoration has gone, and then okay, this thing is still there, and then you can see the font is changed. The font is changed to another font. Alright, let's continue. Now we want to scale the nav bar. Where's the nav bar? So I forgot to add a class. Let's give a class of nav bar here. Class is equals to nav bar. Okay, let's style the nav bar. So dot nav bar. Let's style this. So we want the nav bar to have a width of 100%. It means it will cover the whole thing. Width of 100%. The position of the nav bar should be fixed because we don't want it to move with the web page. And let's give a z index. What is this z index does is, the higher the z index, the element will be in front of another element, because we don't want any other element to cover the navigation bar. That's why we give a very high z index. Let's give a padding of 30 pixels and 0. So 30 pixels 0 means 30 pixels for top and bottom, 0 for left and right. And then background color hash 6F, basically means white color. So save this and let's see. Okay, seems like nothing has changed except for this one. Let's go ahead. Next we'll target the burger. So burger, as you know, burger is this one. It's this thing. So since we are in the full width mode, we do not need this one. So let's use display none and save it. Now you will see the thing is disappeared. Next, remember we want to scale the container. Style the container. The container, we say that we want to scale everything so that it is in the center of the web page. That's why we give a margin to this container. The margin, let's give it a margin of 0 and 250 pixels. So 0 and 250 pixels mean margin to the top and bottom is 0. Margin to the left and right is 250 pixels each. And let's see that. Yes, it is moved in. Next, we'll style the Nav Binder. So we want to align the text to center, and then we want to justify content to space between. So okay, and we want them to be in one line instead of block level elements. So let's style a few things. For nav bar items, we do not want the list style. Select none. So now you can see the dot disappear. Then we should go for nav bar item li. So what does this mean is, we go here, if you see nav bar item, we want to target all the li tags inside this nav bar items. So this is what it means by nav bar li. So let's use display to be inline hyphen block, and now you can see they are in a line, right? They are in two lines because I have zoomed in, so it's supposed to be this way if in your screen. So next we want to target nav bar, item, li, and the a text inside the li text, this a text. So the first thing we want to do is font size. Let's adjust the font size to 18 pixels, and then let's adjust the font weight to 600, and the text decoration, we do not want anything. Decoration, let's give it none, and we have color of the text. Color should be black color. Let's give a margin so that it does not stick together. Margin 8 pixels and 20 pixels. Let's give a padding as well. Padding 8 pixels and 0. Now we save this. Okay, now it seems like this one is very nice. It looks very close to this, but we still need the underline when we hover over the selection. Means if you can see my mouse, when I move to the about, there's an underline there, experience underline there. When I click on experience, the underline move from the home to experience. Now we need to do this. So head back to the code editor. This can be done by doing this. Dot navbar dash item li a dot, without separating, a and dot sticks together, dot active, and then we need to give a border bottom. So we will give a border bottom of 3 pixels, solid and black color. Let's do this. Save it. And okay, we don't see any change because we does not specify the active class. So the active class should be here. Let's give it a class is equals to active. Save it. Now we should be see there's a underline here. But when we hover over the about, experience, portfolio, and contact, it does not have the border bottom. So we need to do that again. Head back to style.css. Put a comma here. Navbar item li a, use a colon, hover, and now we are telling that these two, the active element and also when hover, they will have a border bottom. So we can style two things. When we want two elements to have the same style, we can do this way. So save it and view it at your browser, and you should be able to see now when you hover over them, there's a border bottom. Alright, so our navigation bar is done now, and thank you for watching. Let's stay tuned for the next video. Thank you very much.